Okay, let me start the. This is the Prometheus server. We'll start Prometheus first before monitoring.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, Surya. Good morning.
I don't think anyone joined, ma'am.
Yeah, no one joined. So, dedication is very important throughout the course, like from the beginning till the end. That's very important. Okay, let me connect to the instance. Let's start Docker and the Docker containers. We already installed this yesterday, so what happened? Systemctl start. We have this folder, and let me start the compose docker compose up to -d. So containers were started, Docker PS. So this is our container on 1990. So let's go to Prometheus and Grafana. It is stuck. Just give me a second. Let me get the IP address of the instance. 1990. And this one on 3000. We see all the two endpoints. This is Grafana. Let's go to the dashboard. The dashboard we created yesterday. These are the panels, right? No data because maybe we are checking for 30 minutes. Only last 24 hours we have some data, right? So that is it. So our Prometheus is back and let's see the health. See here, this particular EC2 instance is down because that instance is not yet started, right? You can see that as a down. That's the reason for it showing as a down. Also, when you go here, up expression would return one of them zero because that EC2 Linux instance is not available for monitoring. Okay, let us do one thing. Let us get to our Jenkins. Let me start this. Let's suppose I want to monitor the Jenkins pipelines. All right, let us start Jenkins server. Okay, let us connect to Jenkins. Start Jenkins. Let me start another tab. Sorry, it doesn't connect. Just a second. Okay, it's a demo is the instance, I believe. Okay, I got it. I don't have that PEM file. I'm connecting from the browser. Right, I'm connecting from here. Let's start Jenkins. Okay, so let's get the IP address. Hit this on 8080. We should see Jenkins. So you can see here, these are all the different jobs we have. Now, yeah, suppose you want to monitor Jenkins. You want Prometheus to monitor Jenkins, right? First of all, Jenkins should expose the metrics. How does Jenkins expose its metrics to an endpoint URL? By default, it doesn't do. Also, you don't have to install an exporter. Rather, what you should do is you should install a plugin. So let's go to Manage Jenkins, Plugins, Available plugin, search for some Prometheus plugin. Prometheus plugin, this one. See Jenkins Prometheus plugin expose an endpoint. Default path is /Prometheus. So you can see here parametric server can scrap. Install this. See Prometheus plugin doesn't support dynamic loading, need to be restarted. If you notice certain plugins, they'll be dynamically loading. But Prometheus plugin, that's not the case. Restart Jenkins so that the plugins will be loaded. So it is restarted. Let me log in. So Jenkins started. Now just again go to manage Jenkins. We need to configure that endpoint. Go to system where all the global settings and paths would reside, right? So here, if you just come, now you will see the Prometheus section. If you search here, Prometheus. See, the default path is /Prometheus is configured. If you want to change it, I can change it. I'm just leaving it, right? So that will take care of exposing the endpoint, exposing the metrics to an endpoint. Share it. And so on the same URL, right? This is what Jenkins is pulling the metrics and exposing the metrics to this endpoint or URL, right? So here you can see Jenkins job, see all the job details. Maybe I would like to check job count. See, job count value is 5, right? So let's say you want to monitor the status or the job count. This is what you can do. Okay. So now this job count value, if you want to monitor from Prometheus, how can you do that? First, the target is exposing the metrics. Will Prometheus identify them immediately, or what should we do for it? What should we do for this? That should be added as a target, right? Like we added EC2 instance as a target. We need to add this as also as a target. So if you just go to this Prometheus stack in the Prometheus configuration, we need to add it, right? So let's connect to the instance again. Prometheus.yml. So now I want to put the name at Jenkins, static config, all those metrics path also. If you want, you can give the metrics path. Default will be /metrics, but here it's Prometheus metrics, right? So you may give the metrics path if you want. Metrics path, static config, the IP. Let's get the private IP of the Jenkins server. This is the one. So on this URL /Prometheus, it's exposing the metrics which you want to add as a target. Right? Now, if you see Docker, Prometheus is running. I'm forced removing Prometheus container. Docker rm-f Prometheus. Okay, now Docker compose up -d. So Prometheus new container should be started. You can see that it got started. Now let's come here to Prometheus. You should see the new target first. It's up. Do you see Jenkins target added? It's up. The EC2 instance is unknown. Now if you just come here and check the metric, which is Jenkins job count value. Right, you can see here 5. I'm just monitoring 5, number of jobs. Is this much clear, everyone? Also here, I would like to add that visualization to this dashboard. We can do that. Edit, add visualization. So the metric name. So you are seeing it, run the query. Last 1 hour or last 30 minutes or last 15 minutes. So this is how you would see. Let's say Jenkins jobs is the panel name. Save it. Save the panel. Back to dashboard, you can see this. But I would like to edit this to have better visualization. Because it's stat, I would like to see this way. I'm choosing visualization type as stat. And what else we can do? Let's say I want to map it. Maybe in case of disk space memory, you may do value mappings, right? See here, add value mapping. Let's suppose if the disk space is 100%, it should be shown as critical instead of just 5, right? You can do that. So that's how I want to show. Similarly, if it is something else, if it is, let's say, see range also you can put. It is between 0 to 4. I want to see it as 0 to 4. I want to see it as warning. Something like this. Okay. Or else if it is 3, of course, here for job count, it's not apt, but yeah, that could be the case. I want to show it as critical. Maybe for disk space memory, you may use it, right? So update this. Save it. Save the dashboard, right? So let us do one thing. Let's come here. I'm just removing some jobs. Okay, now the job count. If you see, what should be the job count? 4, right? It will take some time to update here. Once it is updated, then only it will update in the Prometheus, isn't it? First of all, it should expose it from where Prometheus pull and show here. From here, Grafana, it should be visual. This is the flow. First of all, it should update here, means it should expose here. Then we'll see in the Prometheus, and from Prometheus, it should be shown on the Grafana. So that's how you can further customize those panels or the dashboards. So let's wait and see. We should see an update here first. Any questions till this part? So that's how you can monitor Jenkins jobs as well. Jenkins has got a separate plugin which will help it to expose its metrics so that we can monitor from.
Ma'am, one question.
Mm.
So, apart from Jenkins server, for the metrics, right? If we want to, like, let's say we have 50 servers.
Mm.
So, do we have to add the endpoint of each server manually?
Here in the Prometheus config file, yes, we have to. For that, to add those targets, we may use some other configuration management tools like Ansible, so that Ansible will update the Prometheus YAML file. If it's a dynamic inventory, they can be identified. Means instead of the static configs, if it is a dynamic inventory, you have something called service discovery. So using labels or something also, you can identify the instances. Let's say every instance have this label that should be identified. So that comes under service discovery. That way we can configure.
All right, ma'am.
Or else like if you have these things to be configured, the Ansible, again, a configuration management tool can be used, which will update this Prometheus.yml. Means this Prometheus server will be added as a Ansible target.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. Hmm. It's still 5. Okay, let's wait for some time. Meanwhile, okay, it's monitoring. It should send the alerts, right? Like something happened, something went wrong. I want it to send an alert. Of course, to send an alert, separate application alert manager should be configured. You need to have an SMTP server. We can't trigger emails here, but I can show you triggering an alert. Once the alert is triggered, then the email, then notifications can be triggered. So how do you trigger the alerts? Here you have those alerts. No alerts are there. We can write some alert rules. Right before getting into it, I will just job count value updated to 4. Do you see that? So now it should be even updated here. Right? 4. Now in Grafana also we should see it. Do you see that? You may also change the color. I might have changed the color here. Whenever we are doing this, set the color. If it is okay means yellow. If it is warning means orange. Critical means red. Right? So that's how you don't have to see the metric. You don't have to know what is meant by below 100, all of that. Just by seeing it, but if you map it, anyone can easily understand by seeing the dashboard something is getting bigger or getting serious, so that necessary actions can be taken. So that's the importance of Grafana. Coming back now, like if it has to, if you want to configure some alerts, like if job count is 4, you want to trigger an alert. Once alert is triggered, it would be sending notifications depending on how you configured it. Either it's email notification or SMS notification. So for now, I just want to configure some rules when it has to trigger the alerts. That should be created in a separate file along with the Prometheus.yml. Even that file should be copied into Prometheus container. So I'm creating a file called alertrules.yml. Okay. So then groups, instance down, alert name is instance down, expression is up 0 for one. What is this format? This is available in the official website. So here you will have name instance down, rules, alert name is instance down, expression is up is 0. It will wait for 1 minute. And then label severity, it's a paging means it should send notification. Instance, these are all internal labels of the instance. It should print some message like this. It will wait for 1 minute. So what happens is it will check for this condition and wait for 1 minute. If it satisfies the condition for 1 minute, then it will trigger an alert. So like this, you can create multiple alerts. Okay, now this should be copied into Prometheus container as well. Okay, now go to compose file to add this in the volumes. Like if you see, we have volume, this one, right? Prometheus.yml. So we'll add this alert rules as well. In Prometheus.yml also you should add. Actually, Prometheus.yml will be calling alert rules. Okay, alert rules, Prometheus.yml will be calling alert rules, and alert rules should be passed here. So here, like we added Prometheus.yml. Same way, it's in the same folder. Alert rules.yml. HC Prometheus. Copy it with the same file name. Alert rules.yml in read-only mode. See here, alert rules.yml is placed in the container because Prometheus file will be calling it. So first go to Prometheus file as well. From here, you should call that alert rules. Your Prometheus file is calling alert rules. So you can go to the global configurations now. These are all actually specific to each global. Under global settings. Scrape interval also you can configure if you want. This is applicable for all the targets. A common scrape interval 15 seconds and rule files. Here you can mention any set of rule files. First one is alert rules.yml. That's all. Like that, it's a list. You can add multiple. I'm adding just one. Let me put it as proper name. That's all. Means your Prometheus YML is anyway copied inside the container and it is calling this alerts rule. Let's see if it's updated. So it should copy this new file and also the alert rules. So mm, let's remove the container. Docker rm -f Prometheus. Then Docker compose up -d means detached mode. So we should have our container started. Prometheus container is up and running from 3 seconds. Let's refresh this. Status, target health. Anyway, we are seeing 3. This is down. That's what this should trigger an alert. Earlier, there were no alerts, but alert name is instance. Now it's inactive. Inactive means condition is not met. See here, you will see for the expression and all. Once the condition is met, it will become active. And then it goes into firing alert. Firing alert means it can send the notifications if you configure alert manager and SMTP server. First, the alert should become active within a minute. See, pending state, and then it becomes firing. It's waiting for 1 minute. Yeah, do you see that it's firing? So condition is met, so it can send the notifications. Is this clear, everyone? Any questions from anyone in this part? That completes Prometheus monitoring part. We can get into some AWS services which will help us create a pipeline. Good to proceed, or any questions from anyone?
No questions from my side, ma'am.
Right, thanks for confirming. I'm just terminating cleaning up these instances as I have too many running as of now. I'll stop this. So that's a pretty much about the code's content DevOps. We have executed the pipelines. There is another part, like an interesting part of we can create even the pipelines with certain AWS services, specific AWS services. So it has got limited usage. Not every organization, every company is using it. It's the usage is very limited and very less. Those are nothing but AWS code commit, code build, code deploy services, code pipeline services. Let me walk you through that. Very less used and also specific to AWS. They are bound to AWS. That's another reason for the limited usage. So I'll just give you some understanding on it. So here, if you go and search for developer tools, you will identify them. Maybe they were not shown up in the. Actually, they were called developer tools. Anyway, let me do as code commit. Code commit. So you can see here, this is the first service, the AWS Developer Tools. This is what I told you. Code commit, code build, code deploy, code pipeline can help you. If you go to code commit, this is like a which will help you host your Git repositories. Like you have GitHub, right? Code commit is a service of AWS where you can host your local repositories. But I don't think we can create repository. I'll show you why. I'm just creating some repository. Oh, it did. Okay, for older AWS accounts, it's allowing, but for AWS accounts which are created after July, it doesn't allow you. Means the service is no longer available. But anyhow, if it allows, I'll create it. Let me try. You can um, create some file here. Let me just create some file. File name is index.html. Email address. So committing, just creating some sample file. Okay, it worked means you are lucky, like you can just demo see that, but now it's not allowing as far as I remember. But anyhow, so this, let's say this is your code, your address book code kind of. For now, anyhow, a dummy file. Right, so now what you can do is you can use another service like code pipeline and create a pipeline with it. Create a pipeline here itself, right? Create a pipeline. Let's say custom pipeline means I'll create my own pipeline, give some name, let's say demo pipeline, and the rest of the things you can keep as it is. Okay, next. Already exists. Okay, let me just give sample pipeline. It will create a role by the same name. So source is, let's say I have code in GitHub. I mean code commit, repository name, it will come up, branch name, everything. It's like just like GitHub. Okay, and next build. It's not building. We are not building it. So I'm just skipping the build phase. Test also I'm skipping. I just want to deploy. Where do you want to deploy? You may deploy onto some S3 bucket. Source is the code which I want to deploy. Get some buckets available. I'm using this S1 AWS source or some existing buckets I'm using. Okay. And extract the file before it. Okay, let me just take you to the buckets also. Means I'm just deploying onto bucket, for example, as an example. Okay. S3 buckets, we have used it for Terraform. So there I'm deploying it. Just you may create new one. I'm just using this bucket. It's anyhow empty. I would like to use this bucket. So extract the file. Like you can also upload one more thing. Just here I have deployed HTML file, right? Let me upload some zip file. You can upload anything. Uh, some zip file do I have? Okay, let me zip this. Here is not coming. 1 second. Let me have some zip file if I have already or not. Let me see. Okay, zip file is created. Let me upload it now. Choose this file. Okay, author. Like you make a comment, it will ask for these details, right? So I would like to delete the other file also. Okay, it's not allowing. The contents could not be displayed. It's okay. Then maybe this file will take whatever it is. Okay, let's say extract file before, or just leave it, tell that it's index.html. Okay, because it cannot have it. Additional configuration scanned public read. I want to host that page on HTML. So host that HTML page, create a pipeline. Pipeline is nothing but which will connect two stages, right? See, it just looks like a pipeline, and first stage is already triggered automatically. And it should be deployed. You should see that HTML file in here. Let's wait. And here certain, okay, first let test complete. Deployment failed. You can see the errors here. It says you do not have sufficient permissions on this bucket. Okay, you have to go to this bucket, permissions, bucket policy. Don't block all public access of this. Save changes, confirm. And not only that, bucket policy. Permissions, ownership access control list. Everyone. I'm just giving read access as of now. I'm just giving permissions for all. Mm. Okay, let us see now. Let me redeploy. If you want to rerun the pipeline, you can use this release. They're self-explanatory as it is from the UI. First stage succeeded. Whenever it gets succeeded, you should be seeing the ID. Retry the stage. Do you see second stage also got succeeded? Now you should see those contents here. Index.html, right? You can also deploy it. Go to properties. For a bucket, you have something like static website hosting. You can enable this as well. Enable this, and I want to see index.html page. Like document root location, right? I have enabled website hosting and it has got the URL as well. Here you should be seeing the content of that HTML page. Somehow it's not showing, but we should be able to see it. Somehow, okay. You see, right? It's downloading the file, right? So that's how you can host the web pages. Is this clear, everyone? Simple pipeline between code commit and S3 bucket. Right, but S3 bucket, okay, and one more thing. Whenever you make any change to this, automatically your pipeline will trigger. Let's say this is version 2. Like you have the triggers, right? Whenever there's a code change, your pipeline will trigger in Jenkins, similar to that. Commit the changes. Okay. And now you should see pipeline getting triggered. Let's wait. Automatically it should be, see just now. Do you see that? And this is also been deployed. You should see a new web page downloaded. Let it finish. Right, it is completed. Now if you see this file, a new one should be there. You can download it from here. When you go there, it has downloaded. If you just go to downloads, okay, let me download it from here. From here also you can download the file. And you should be seeing something bad. It's okay. So you should be seeing an update. The point is whenever you make a changes to the source, your pipeline will trigger, right? So that's your code commit service. But this is a sample one, just deploying HTML. We are deploying it to this S3. But what if we have our address book application and we want to deploy it to our um, some EC2 instance, right? We can do that. First, let's get the code here. Go to code commit. Here I want to push my repository. From my local, I can push my repository. Like I push to GitHub, I can push here. But for this, you would be needing AWS code commit credentials. Go there and create those credentials. See here, you will see under credentials, code commit credentials. Generate the credentials. You will see for the first time, download the credentials, close it. Okay, this is the one. Now using this, you can push. Means go to your local. Hope you are all following. Any questions, you can feel free to stop me. Okay, I don't have here also. Okay, let me just download it. Launch the terminal. Get the GitHub URL. GitHub, the repository URL. First I'm having my code here. Git clone. On the desktop, I would like to have it. So git clone. Okay, it will clone now. Open that folder. Okay, so this is the repository. So git status, if you see, it's on branch master now. Yeah. Now I want to push there. So like whenever I'm pushing, I'll add the origin, right? So now it's a different origin. Git remote add AWS origin. This is the name I'm giving. And put the repository URL. Let's get the repository. Here now again go back to code commit. Here let me create an empty repository. Add book. Okay. So earlier I have uploaded the file here itself, right? Now I'll get this clone URL, HTTPS URL, come back here, add it as an origin. I don't think I got it right. 1 minute. HTTPS URL. Okay. This is HTTPS GRC. Use the normal HTTPS. Done. Now I can push from here. Git status. Okay. Git push. The origin name is AWS origin master. Is this making sense, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
It's giving you error. Remote add origin. HTTPS add book. First, credentials should be given. Maybe my credentials were incorrect. Um, I need to clean up the existing credentials. So it is in different ways. If it is Windows, you can go to that control panel and clear off the credentials. Here I have something called utilities. And this I will have something like password managers. Hmm. That utilities, it should be something active monitor, airport audio, Bluetooth, color sync console, disk utility, keychain access. Got it. So open keychain access, code commit. This one. So I may clean it up. So this is the account, or else I can show here. I can delete it so that it will prompt for credentials. Let me try to clean it. Delete. Okay, so that it should prompt. What it is, nothing happening. And delete. Not going. I can change the password here. Then I can change the account and put the password over there. That's what I should do. Or else allow all applicants to access as I confirm before accessing. Okay, I have to change it and put the password. Let me do it then. I have it in my downloads. Just now downloaded. Just a second. I'm stopping the screen share while I update the passwords. Mm. Somehow it's not allowing a push here. Password issue or to identify the issue. I need to delete it first. So the idea is to push the code here somehow. To allow this, enter the login keychain password. Always allow. Want to access it. Just a minute. Right. So finally it's gone. So let me try this out. And now let me give it a try. Okay, I think it was prompting for password. Let me give the actual password now. Authentication failed. Let me try again. So clone URL, git clone, this is the command, and this is the clone URL. Get AWS V1 repos handbook. Get push AWS origin master. There shouldn't be anything of this code commit. So the keys are not available. Oh, sorry, actually, I'm giving the wrong one. username. Two 7066 2048 password. Do you see that? So give the right username and password. Username and password we have created on the console and we downloaded that, right? So finally your code is available here. It is pushed successfully, right? All of this. So now rather than using a dummy repository, I would like to use this repository for the pipeline. Is this much clear, everyone? How to push? Which credentials you should give? You should give go to the security credentials, create a code commit credentials, download them. Like we have other credentials before, you have to create and download these credentials. This is the username and password downloaded. You should use whenever prompted for. Right? That's how it is pushed. From my local, I have just done added this remote URL as origin, pushed it. Clear? So now code is available here. We can create a pipeline from here where we can do build, deploy things. So now the repository URL is here. Now what I can do is do the code build using because you have Maven package commands, right? Build, that's building the code. So code build can be done through build and it can be deployed on some instances using code deploy. So I can create a new pipeline. This is a sample one, sorry. Where is the pipeline? Okay, code pipeline. Right. So this is a sample one which is deploying from repo 1 to S3. Now I would create a new pipeline, build custom pipeline, deploy from the new repository. Source provider is again code commit. Repository name is addbook. Branch name is master. Next. Next build. How do you build it? That's what we have to do. We shall take up this in the next class, or do you want me to continue? Shall I continue? Is that fine if I continue and complete today with the build and deploy stages?
We'll continue tomorrow, ma'am.
All right. I'll save, no worries. I'll save this part. We'll do this build one in the next class. I cannot close it anyway. I'm just canceling it. We'll create a pipeline tomorrow with the build and deploy stages. So that will be our last class. We shall continue it in tomorrow. Any queries from anyone?
So this will conclude the complete coursework, ma'am.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow will be our last class wherein we'll build this pipeline using code build and code deploy services. Like I told you, focus on till whatever we have covered till today. These are like miscellaneous or additional stuff. If you are specifically asked or working on it, you can go to it. Otherwise, just having an idea will do. You don't have to go for hands-on.
All right.
Additional stuff. All right, then. Thanks, everyone. Good day. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Thank you.